Welcome to World Cultures and Geography. This is the welcome video to go over some class expectations, tell you a little bit about me, and kind of go over some of the stuff we'll discuss this school year. I do want to welcome you to my class, whether you are an e-learner, if you're hybrid, and this just kind of gives you a way, one, to see my face since I'll be wearing a mask all day, but also to kind of introduce what we'll be doing in class. It's even lucky enough to have some bell sounds as well. So, world culture and geography. What is this class, or what is geography? Well, we're going to talk about the world around us, um, and that kind of goes into a lot of different areas. Yeah, we're going to study the distribution, interaction of the physical and human features on this earth. But we're also going to talk about cultures and traditions, and why some countries do some things and other countries don't. Why some countries are struggling versus why some countries are more advanced. And there's reasons why countries have developed it the way that they have, and what might be normal in one country and seem very abnormal in another. So we're going to be looking at those different things in this class, as well as going over physical features and how some of those physical features have formed, as well as political features and how some of those political features have formed. So I'll tell you a little bit about me. I've taught at Palmetto High for 17 years. I've taught pretty much every social studies subject there is, with the exception of psychology. But I've taught geography many years ago, economics, U.S. government, world, American history. I do teach another class at Palmetto besides this. I teach ACE thinking skills, which deals with problem solving, argument analysis, and assessing the credibility of evidence. I have 3 kids. I have a junior and a freshman at Braden River High School and an 8th grader at Braden River Middle School. My wife is a teacher at Harvey Elementary, so we're a family of teachers. Yeah, we both very much enjoy our profession. But yeah, that's just a brief little bit about me, so you know that, like, hey, I've been here for a long time. Palmetto teacher for, I guess, life. So, materials. What do you need for this class? I kind of break this down into must-haves. These are things that you should have for my class, and some things that are a good idea to have. So, must-have items: something to write with, pen or pencil. I prefer pencil, but again, you can write with whatever you want to write with, as long as it's something that I can read pretty easily. As far as the color of the pen or pencil, or the pen, that doesn't really matter to me. Again, it has to be dark enough. You can't use a yellow pen that I can barely see, or a pink pen that I can barely see to write with. A one-subject spiral notebook, something that looks along the lines of, you can see in the corner like this, will be sufficient. Loose leaf paper, a pack of paper. Again, you're going to be turning in assignments, so having some loose leaf paper is good to have as well. And obviously access to Schoology. Again, this is a combination hybrid as well as full-time student class, and there's going to be assignments assigned on Schoology for everybody. A good idea to have. These are things that I feel could be beneficial in my class. Color pencils. We do maps and everything in here, and it's a good idea to have your own set of color pencils. I'll have a bucket of used color pencils, and they're fine, but again, they're not going to be as sharp as you would like, and sometimes it can be hard to find certain colors. Usually by the end of the year, I'm pretty much left with a bunch of versions of brown, orange, and yellow. Glue stick. Glue sticks can be useful as we begin to put together your notebook and everything. It's good to have a glue stick to kind of glue papers into your notebook. And highlighters. This is something that I use in my ACE Thinking Skills class, that I use in my other class as well. Is the ability to highlight important information. It's a skill that will help you as you organize your information and learning what to study. Highlighting, not only are you taking notes, but you're also highlighting those like really important pieces of information. Grading and assessment. Grading is broken down into 2 categories. The assessment, which is 45% of your grade. That's going to be a test, quizzes, or projects. These are things that are going to take a little bit more time to complete. or going to be there to test your knowledge of a particular topic or whatever. Classwork is work where you're looking up the information or you're kind of completing your basic assignments. Pretty much anything I don't call an assessment, test, quiz, or project is going to be classwork. So it's about 55% of your grade. That's going to be your daily assignments, completing maps, doing vocabulary, answering questions. Those are going to be things that are going to be your general classwork. So Schoology. Everyone will use Schoology, even those that are at school full time. So everybody's going to use Schoology. You will have assignments and quizzes to be completed in Schoology. They will have a specific due date. Please keep that in mind. Stuff needs to be done by a certain time. If you are let's say you are a B scheduled hybrid student. That means when you come in on Thursday, you should have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work completed. The information, gone over the slides, gone over the videos, and did all the work in those days. So when you come in Thursday and I'm delivering information, you already have all that other information as well. And again, I'm going to keep this kind of plain and simple for everybody, so they're able to kind of keep up with that work. So that's kind of how I'm going to do this. So Thursday's going to be Thursday, the same for everybody. So please keep that in mind. If you're A hybrid or B hybrid, your Thursday is going to be the same whether you're here or not, as far as what we're going to cover. If I edit this correctly, and I'm hoping I do so. Again, I'm trying to learn how to do some stuff too. The next few minutes will be me kind of going over how Schoology is structured and how you're going to use Schoology. All right, so hopefully I can edit this in nicely into my welcome video and everything on how to access things in Schoology. Yes, it says world culture geography at the top, but this process is going to be the same whether you're in geography or in my ACE Thinking Skills class. So this should be your materials page. The welcome folder, which is the green folder, will always be at the top. And the blue folder, I will change this after it's a new week, will be the second folder. So whatever current week it is, it will be a blue folder, and it will be the second folder every week. So next week, next week, it'll be 8/24 to 8/28, or 8/27, 8/28 at the end of the week. So those will change and everything, and then the past folders will just kind of list below that. All right, so in your welcome folder, you're going to have a lot of general information. This folder will not change throughout the school year. Pretty much going to keep the same information. That way, if anybody gets transferred into my class, they will have all this information, and I won't necessarily have to go over it with them. So in the welcome, this video that I'm partially recording right now will be in there. Obviously, I'm not done with the video, so it's not in this folder. Communication will show you ways that you are able to communicate with me. I do use Remind. The Remind code it allows you to sign up to be in my class. That way, if you have any questions, you can send a message to me directly, and I can respond directly. That's going to be the easiest way to sort of contact me. There's obviously the phone number, my extension, as well as email, and you can send communication to me through Schoology, which I also get pretty quickly as well. Just click the little envelope icon, click new message, and then you can send me a new message too. You put my name in there and then send your message to me, and I'll be able to respond to that one pretty quickly as well. Going back, class expectations and syllabus. This is just your syllabus. You can read through that as you want. It's kind of what the rest of the presentation is anyways, but it's there for you to reference throughout the school year. In the next folder, we have scope and sequence, and it gives you a general rundown of when we're going to cover things throughout the school year. Quarter 1, physical geography, culture, religion, in South America. Quarter 2, Europe, Russia, Canada, U.S. Quarter 3, Africa, Southwest Asia, Asia, and South Asia. And Quarter 4, East Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania. And it goes through the standards that we will go over as well. And you'll have the e-learning handbook. That'll be in all your classes. Same with these how-to tutorials as well. All right. Now, the weekly folder. This is the folders you're going to see every single week. And they're the ones that are going to have your information that as far as what you're supposed to complete this week. So you'll start off with a week overview. In this, there will be a short video, or it'll have a short rundown of what we are going to accomplish throughout that week. Central question, weekly vocab. You don't have to define anything. It's just kind of general information about, hey, these are what we're going to discuss throughout the week. Overview of assignments, well, the syllabus, plane crash assignments, continent and oceans, longitude, latitude activity, landform visual activity. And obviously, if you're in ACE thinking skills, you'll have a different lesson plan as far as a weekly overview. The one that's really going to be important for you is the assignments folder. This will be broken down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they'll become available as that day comes up or that day happens. Now, on Monday, you will have the World Geography Welcome PowerPoint, which this is part of, as we kind of go through the nuts and bolts and what we're going to do in class. Now, let's go to Thursday. Thursday has some assignments and everything. Okay, so here's Thursday. The YouTube videos are these videos where I give you instruction and everything. The latitude and longitude is a PowerPoint with the PPTC. If you see a pencil here, that means it's an actual assignment that you will have to complete. So the longitude, latitude exercise, which goes along with the notes and presentation that you have, that you will complete. The instructions are, as you can see, there's a PDF that actually has the questions and everything that you'll have to answer, and then there's a world map included that you can download. With all assignments, if you are doing them and completing them online, you can submit them however you find easiest, whether you take a picture, scan it, send it back in that way, or you use the you manipulate the document directly online or on your computer and upload the file for that. So it's whatever's going to be easiest for you. In this longitude, latitude exercise, you'll have a submit button. You guys remember that from last year to complete that assignment. Usually up in the top right. So yeah, that's essentially Schoology. I will have updates. There's none in there right now because I don't have any updates, and at the time of recording this, I have 42 Schoology classes, and I'm not sure which ones will be the ones that are going to be actually my classes. But yeah, you'll have an update. They'll probably be weekly. Sometimes I'll post something during the week as well. Just kind of announcements and generalized information from me that I would like for you guys to know. So when you get online, check updates first, go to materials, and yeah, you should have everything you need from that point on. And if I edit everything correctly, you should be coming back to me after looking at my Schoology overview and to talk about class expectations. So class expectations, you will be responsible for completing your assignments on time and making arrangements for makeup tests and assignments, if there's an excused absence, meaning that you have that absence has been excused in our own focus for us. So I can go back and look like, okay, it says it's been excused, then you can make up the work. Late work will not be accepted. There really shouldn't be any reason not to get your work in on time, as sometimes you'll be able to submit the work at any time that day through Schoology. You are responsible for materials presented in class or online in Schoology. So this includes announcements about assignments, procedures, exams, quizzes, and homework. Often include information presented in class. Absences can affect that. Once again, you guys are going to be, some of you are going to be working online, and you're going to be doing this work through online. So please keep up with your work. You're responsible for that day's information. Now, if you are absent, fortunately, with the way I'm kind of doing things this year, all that work will be available for you online that day. So let's say you are sick, and you're unable to be at school, you should still be able to get the information. I'm not going to obviously make you have that work due. If you're sick and in bed and you can't complete the work, fully understandable, but there is no need. You won't have to come up to me and say, oh, I missed the notes. What are the notes? They're already going to be available for you through Schoology. So classroom rules. So be ready. Come to class with your ID on, prepared with all classroom materials. Be seated by the time the bell rings and look at the board for any instructions and objectives. Some days I'll have bell work, sometimes I won't. It just kind of depends on what we're kind of going over that day. Be respectful. If the teacher or another student is talking, that should be the only voice heard. If you have a question, raise your hand and wait for permission to speak. Abstain from all profane language. Be responsive. Be prepared to be an active participant in class. Understandable, if you are working from home, you can't participate in class, but please ask me questions through Schoology. Ask me questions through Remind. If you are in class, and some of you are going to be here in class part of the time, for groups, every person must do, if we are in groups, and I don't think we'll be in groups at least in the early part of the year, every person does their fair share. And follow instructions the first time. If I say, to pass something up, don't try to pass it up 30 minutes later in the class. And finally, be responsible. Take responsibility for your own actions. Know what your assignments are and when they are due. And keep the classroom and school clean. Bathroom policy. I do not limit you on how many times you may use the restroom. Ask and you can go as long as no one else is out. Then I only do the one person out because it allows me to keep track of who's actually out of my class as a kind of safety procedure and everything. But I am not a person who's going to limit your bathrooms. You're not going to get 3 bathroom passes a quarter. You're 14, 15 years old. If you have to go to the bathroom, you can go to the bathroom. Like I said, just ask me, like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? And I'll be happy to let you. Communication. This is the how are you going to get a hold of me? I will say the easiest way to get a hold of me is through Remind. Remind is the #1 way to get a hold of me. It'll be the easiest way for you to contact me and the easiest way for me to respond to you. Now, if it's something about like needing a file or something like, hey, I didn't get this, or I'm having a hard time downloading this off of Schoology, let me know through Remind, and I'll send that information through either Schoology or you can we can do that through email. Schoology message, which I already went through over in the Schoology message video, and and my email, linked to g@manateeschools.net. Please understand that there are other family members in this county that my family members that have similar email addresses for me. It happens every year. I probably have 20 to 25 emails that get sent to a relation of mine trying to get an email to me. They just forward them to me. It's not a huge deal, but I am linked to G, meaning I'm the second person that is G Ling in this county. And school, 941-723-4848, and extension 34050. And you can leave a message. I don't answer my phone during the school day unless it's during my planning period. My planning period's 7th period, so it's going to be at the end of the day anyways, just because I'm in class and everything. And that is it for my welcome presentation. Hopefully I've been able to edit everything properly and get that Schoology video in the middle of that. If not, that Schoology video is going to be here at the end. Thank you, and I hope we have a fantastic year. If you have any questions after watching this, send me a message again through Schoology, through email, through Remind. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.